Hey guys, how are you? So today we are going to learn about two different topics. The first one is the past unreal conditionals. Now, we have been learning in the past couple of months about the present unreal conditional. As you know, the present unreal conditional is used to talk about how we wish our lives right now were different. For example, if I had $1 million, when? Right now. If I had $1 million right now, I would be able to buy anything I wanted. All the clothes in the world, maybe a new car, a new house, all the shoes, all the makeup. So anyway, this example is right now. I wish I had those $1 million right now. Now, the past unreal conditional is used to talk about how we want things to change, but in the past. Now, of course, that cannot happen, right? So let's look at the first example. If I had woken up on time, I wouldn't have been late for class. So, for example, last night I was very tired and I set my alarm for 8 a.m. But I didn't realize that I made a mistake, and instead of setting it for 8 a.m., I set it for 8 p.m. And so of course this morning I didn't wake up on time. So now I wish the result was different. If I had woken up on time, I wouldn't have been late for class, right? Okay, let's look at the second example. If I hadn't been distracted, I would have noticed you. So maybe yesterday I was walking on the street and I was on my phone, of course, not looking up, and maybe a friend passed by and she tried to say hello, but I didn't see her, and then she got mad. And so I tell her, if I hadn't been distracted, I would have noticed you. So let's look at the structure of the past unreal conditional. We start with if. Then we have our subject, then we use the past perfect. As you know, we form the past perfect with had and a past participle. So for do, had done. For walk, had walked, etc. Then we follow with a comma, and our next sentence is a subject and would have or wouldn't have plus a past participle, as we saw in the examples. If I had woken up on time, I wouldn't have been late for class. Here we have our past participle. If I hadn't been distracted, I would have noticed you. Let's look at the situation. It says, why didn't Brenda take her umbrella to work today? She didn't know it was going to rain. If she had known it was going to rain, she would have taken her umbrella to work today. So again, she didn't know in the past, and now she can't do anything. She cannot change the outcome. Let's look at the second situation. Why weren't you in class yesterday? I wasn't feeling well. If I had been feeling well, I would have been in class yesterday. Okay, now, following the same structure in the conversations, I'm going to read exercises 1 and 2 in page 96. Why didn't Jason stop at the traffic light? He didn't notice it. If he had noticed it, he would have stopped. Number 2. Why didn't you go to the movies last night? I wasn't in the mood to see a film. If I had been in the mood to see a film, I would have gone to the movies last night. Why wasn't Mark on time for work today? His alarm clock didn't ring. If his alarm clock had rung, he would have been on time for work today. Why didn't you hand in your paper today? My printer wasn't working last night. If my printer had been working last night, I would have handed in my paper today. Okay, so the second topic we are going to learn about is how to draw conclusions or deductions about something that happened in the past. Now, before we have learned how to draw conclusions using the modal verb must. For example, if you see someone in your class that is holding their face like this, you say, oh, you must be in pain. You must have toothache, right? Or for example, maybe you are trying to call your mom and she doesn't pick up and you say, oh, she must be driving. That's why she doesn't answer. You're drawing a conclusion. You're making a guess from clues or evidence that you see. That's what a conclusion or a deduction is. Now, we're going to talk about conclusions in the past. So we have here Emily and she's crying, right? So we have the example. Emily was crying last night. She must have fought with her boyfriend, right? So this conclusion is no longer about something in the present, it's about something in the past. Now let's look at how we form conclusions with must in the past. We use must, have, and a past participle. And we're going to look at this situation. I wonder why Charles ran by without saying hello. He must have been in a hurry. You're probably right. If he hadn't been in a hurry, he wouldn't have run by without saying hello. Number 1. I wonder why the boss was so irritable today. And we have the prompt, be upset about something. He must have been upset about something. You're probably right. If he hadn't been upset about something, he wouldn't have been so irritable today. Number 2. I wonder why Pamela arrived late for work. We have miss the bus. She must have missed the bus. You're probably right. If she hadn't missed the bus, she wouldn't have arrived late for work. Number 3. I wonder why Larry quit. He must have found a better job. You're probably right. If he hadn't found a better job, he wouldn't have quit. I wonder why Donna went home early today. She must have been feeling under the weather. You're probably right. If she hadn't been feeling under the weather, she wouldn't have gone home early today.